This is going to be a really important video and I have a lot to show you as well. Look at what altcoins are doing. We have more than 50% since a recent dump in SAI, for example. More than 40% in rndr. Memecoins as well. Dog with hat. More than 50% since the last dump. Then Bitcoin, the leader of the crypto markets, looking pretty good as well. We're at a very decisive point here. Same goes for the stock market. Look at this very important point in time. Then we have things like the Bitcoin dominance. I've talked about this in my last video. Very important things that it is telling us. And not to forget the total 3 chart. This is telling us a lot. And if you want to know what it is telling us, stay till the end. Let's go. And with this, welcome to another episode of Philprints. This is where you will gain the skill set and the mindset to crush the market. Let's start with Bitcoin. As you can see here on the 4-hour time frame, we are at a very important level. We are right now trying to establish the gold moving average as support again. In so many of my videos, I pointed out the importance of this golden moving average, holding a support in an uptrend and as resistance in a downtrend. As we broke down here, we knew we had to come down a little bit more. And at this very moment, it looks like we flipped it again for good. But we have to be honest, it's a little bit early to tell. This could be a fake out. This could be a liquidity grab to go down below after it. The last time we broke below it in January 2024, it also took some time, as you can see here, to establish it as support again. We had a bit of a sideways range before we resumed a vertical trend. So if we get kind of a sideways range here as well, then this blue moving average might go like this, basically crosses up again, price will follow and then pump into it. If we do not manage to establish this as support again and we break below it, then we might see another leg down. Maybe take out these lows, take the liquidity here. In this case, how low could we go? In my last videos, I talked about this green box right here. So between 50 and 53,000 US dollars. Why is this an important level? Well, as you can see here, this is a redistribution zone, an important support and resistance level. Also, if we take out the Fibonacci tool, you can see that the 0.618 is at roughly $50,000, or if we measure at the start of this parabola, then this is basically the upper side of this green box, around $52,000. Then again, the gold moving average on the daily chart is just inside this green box, also plays into this thesis. Plus, as you can see here, this blue moving average is not broken on the daily chart, so this might act as resistance as well. Furthermore, if we add the volume profile tool, we can see that we are approaching major volume resistance. This is not too easy to break, meaning it will take some time to break this. Also, as you can see here, this dump went to the lower side of this volume cluster. If we will get rejected here and break below it, you can see here is basically nothing. So if we break the lows, we'll go through this like a hot knife through butter and approach this more likely as here as the next cluster coming in. By the way, if you want to use this volume profile as well on TradingView, this is just available for the paid memberships. If you use my affiliate link that is linked down below, you'll receive $15 off of your membership and support my channel with the same amount. So it doesn't cost you anything on top. So it's basically a win-win. Also, if you're someone who likes to trade, one of the best exchanges out there for this is Bybit. If you use my sign-up link, which is also linked down below, you will get up to $30,000 in deposit rewards, depending on your trading volume. And of course, as well, you will support my channel a bit. There is a possibility that we bottom out earlier in case of a breakdown. And this is my Philprints reversal bands. As you can see here, the last 4 times we approached it, this was the local bottom here, 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 and here. And this is at the moment sitting at around $57,000 to $58,000. So maybe this will be the bottom a little earlier, and then we get a continuation to the upside. So this is every possible perspective on Bitcoin. And while Bitcoin did plus 10% from the bottoms, altcoins did plus 40, plus 50% as I showed you in the intro. As you can see here, SAI is looking pretty good. It actually bounced off its golden moving average on the daily chart and the Philprints reversal bands as well. we're now back at this important redistribution zone that is holding for months now. This is also the point of control of the volume profile. Maybe this is the B wave of an ABC correction down, so we have to wait and see how Bitcoin reacts and the rest of the market. In this case, we might see a lower price of around $30, but this doesn't have to be the case. This depends on the overall market. We'll have a look at that later on, the total 3 chart, very important. For the time being, this looks like a reasonable local bottom. Apart from that, SAI is one of these coins that pumped harder than others, and this is a very good sign for the rest of this cycle. The coins that pump harder than others after a dump are generally of more interest to investors and therefore could pump higher than others long term. This is something to monitor all the time. Also for rndr, very nice price action. Looks very healthy and strong. Same here, if this doesn't hold, then we might go down these prices here. Otherwise, a little bit of sideways action and new all-time highs. It also depends on the net Bitcoin ETF inflow. As you can see, since March 13th, this is basically flat, and Bitcoin actually exactly topped on March 13th, where the ETF inflows stopped being parabolic. So this chart making new all-time highs will also very likely mean that we will see new all-time highs in Bitcoin and crypto. But what if it's not that easy, meaning new all-time highs or on the contrary, new local lows? Well, I have something extremely interesting to show you. And this is the summer, meaning between May and September in the last 10 years. So this is a very long-term chart of Bitcoin going back to 2014. And as you can see here, marked in blue, these are the summer periods, and they're actually always pretty much the same. More or less, it's a sideways range. Doesn't matter if it's a top like in 2019 or in the mid of a bull market in 2017, we have the same over and over again. You could say it goes up first and then reverses the whole move before it resumes a bigger uptrend in the fourth quarter or a downtrend in bear market. So if we take a look at 2014, directly up, down, up, down. This was basically a dead cat bounce. Then it went into the bear market or the continuation of the bear market. 2015, sideways, up, reversed, bull market started. 2016, directly went up. And this is actually the point where the halving was. And then it went down. Same goes for summer 2017, 2018, the top in 2019, the start of the bull market in 2020, just after the halving. So a similar point in time to what we now have would actually be exactly the same time. The start of the blue box in 2020, this was the halving, sideways, up, down, and then the bull market started. Also this period in 2021, before we had a second leg up, summer of 2022 and 2023, also the same. Some also call this a Bart pattern, named after Bart Simpson's well-known hairstyle. So what would this mean for our current scenario? Basically, we had this box here marked between May and September. So let's do this for reference. The halving was here just 2 days ago. Now, and if we are to repeat the last 10 summers of Bitcoin, then this would mean sideways range, up, sideways down, chop, and then continuation of the bigger bull cycle. Also, the height of this box is completely random. This would mean we top out at 136,000. For this range, I actually doubt this. I would more so look at around $80,000 to $90,000 actually, if I would have to guess. Now there's two things that might support this thesis as well. But before we have a look at these, let me quickly show you the S&P 500 chart, meaning the stock market. We are right now bouncing off this gold moving average. I've talked about this in my last videos as well. This will be a point of decision for the stock markets, judging by past performance, of course, although it's not indicative for future results. As you can see right now, at least we are bouncing. Also beautiful fits the narrative that crypto is bouncing before the stock markets most of the time. If this is the first video you're seeing on my channel, let me quickly show you how important the gold moving average is in the last bull market from 2020 to 2022. This gold moving average was our last line of resort multiple times, and we resumed very quickly and harshly into new highs. Or here we actually had this W pattern as well, meaning a small sideways range, but nevertheless the reaction was strong every time. Of course, same holds true if you go back in time, also here in 2019 and so on. Now, finally, let's talk about the Bitcoin dominance. I've actually went into detail in my last video. As you can see here, I've drawn this yellow line. This was actually the moment we went into a full-blown alt season in 2021 and also in 2017. And if this is of any indication, this could repeat now in 2024 or 2025. As you can see here, we are not yet at the yellow line, so there is still some way to go. We could also, of course, have some bounces here before breaking down. This is very possible, but either way, when we're breaking down, this will be when the alt season rules. And this is also where the biggest gains are made, where a 10x is easy and a 100x and a 1000x is possible. Now, of course, we could also break down into this cluster here and then go up. And this is where the total 3 chart comes in. And also, just for reference, the altcoin rally we had already, which was pretty strong, of course, this was basically just this part here. So compared to this is nothing. Just for the people that think they're too late to the party, for the people that think there are no gains left to be made. Now, my dear friends, what you can see right here is the total 3 chart. And if you don't know what the total 3 chart is, this is the total market cap of the whole crypto market, excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum. So this is basically every altcoin put together. And what you can see here right away is that we haven't been at the former all-time highs quite yet. Bitcoin took out its all-time highs. Many altcoins did as well. But if we take all of the altcoins together, this is not the case yet. Also, if we would measure this based on Elliott wave theory, this could be wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and the 5th wave is missing. This would mean that we actually have found a local bottom here. Also, as you can see here, this is a very important support and resistance zone. And this actually speaks for the summer thesis. We will go up first, then reverse the whole move, and then in the 4th quarter, we will resume the bull cycle. So this will also mean we have some nice gains in front of us in altcoins. Bitcoin will do maybe 20-30% if we go to $80,000-$90,000, and altcoins could do some multiples. And I'm actually pretty sure meme coins will do pretty good as well, similar to the last months. So this might be a little meme coin, and let's see what narrative as well summer. If you haven't already, joined my Telegram group right now. Judging by my subscriber count, there's a lot of people missing. It's still free. You get more content in alpha compared to my YouTube channel. You can discuss with each other and me. Soon you will get access to one of my trading indicators alongside a course that explains it in depth, plus strategies and so on. There's only benefits, link is down below. Also, if you haven't subscribed to this channel yet, please ask yourself why and do it now. You really don't want to miss any of the next videos. Of course, this was not financial advice. Always do your own research and due diligence. This was Phil Prince for you. Until next time, crush the markets. Goodbye.